My name's Leslie, and today we're going to learn about the art of collage. Collage is an interesting word, but what does it mean? Collage is a technique of combining materials such as paper or fabric or photographs onto a surface like cardboard or canvas or even wood. A collage can also incorporate painting, drawing, and other elements. Do you want to learn more? I know I do. Today, educators from the museum will help us explore collage through artworks in the collection. Are you ready for an art quest? Great, let's get started.
Hi, my name's Lisa, and I'm happy to be here today. Feel free to pause this video at any time to take a longer look at the art, gather materials, or talk with the people you're with. Now, let's learn about the art of collage. Let's go! The term collage comes from the French word couler, or to glue. Early 20th century artists like George Braque and Pablo Picasso incorporated unconventional art materials such as newspapers, magazines, maps, ribbons, and postage stamps into their paintings to create this new art form called collage. Now we're going to explore 3 collages made by contemporary artists who are Black. We'll see how each artist uses collage in different and creative ways, and maybe one of them will inspire you. Let's begin by looking carefully at this work of art. As a way to look closely, I invite you to sketch what you see. Draw the lines, shapes, and other details you notice. This work is titled Xayamaca No. 4, and it is by the artist Al Loving. Red and green rectangles form a base for this uniquely shaped collage. Colorful interlocking spirals climb upwards from the rectangles at the base, like a vine. A few spirals spring from the lower right side. Their light colors of green, yellow, and orange, and their loose curves give the impression of flowers or plants sprouting. This collage uses the abstract style Al Loving was known for as an artist. Abstract art uses shapes, colors, forms, and marks as the subject and focus of the work. He began the process to create this collage by splattering and spraying paper with paint. Once the paint dried, he cut the painted paper into circular, spiral, and rectangular shapes. To complete this collage, Al Loving layered and glued these shapes to plexiglass, which is a kind of lightweight, clear plastic. 24 years before he made Xayamaca No. 4, Al Loving became the first Black artist to have a solo show at the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York. Pretend you are on a scavenger hunt. Look closely. What materials do you find in this work of art? What else can you find? This collage is by the artist Sam Middleton. Geometric shapes and bold colors seem to float on a sky blue and white background. Some of the colored squares partially cover a printed form with numbers and letters on it. A few brushstrokes of blue paint and some dark pencil lines create a sense of movement. Near the bottom of this work, musical notes dance across the surface of the paper. Sam Middleton included everyday materials, such as postage stamps, photographs of the area where he lived, and sheet music in this collage. The collage art form allowed Sam Middleton to weave together elements of his life story. and collage became his favorite way of making art. He loved to sketch and paint, but did not go to school to train as an artist. At a young age, he moved away from his hometown of New York to travel and see the world. He visited several countries where he learned to appreciate and love different arts and cultures. Sam Middleton felt accepted as an artist in Europe and chose to move there in the 1960s. This is a self-portrait by artist Jack Whitten. He put together small squares of paper covered with dried acrylic paint to create this image. These squares are like tesserae, which are small pieces of wood, tile, or glass used to make mosaics. He viewed the tesserae as individual pieces of information, similar to the bits of information in computer code that are put together in certain ways to create something new. This art practice combined his interest in art and science and became his signature style. This self-portrait is part of a series Jack Whitten created over the course of 40 years, titled Black Monoliths. The series honors Black individuals who made significant contributions to society, including musicians, athletes, public figures, and artists. Take a walk in your neighborhood and see if you can find images or patterns that are made from lots of smaller pieces, like tesserae or mosaics. Feel free to discuss the patterns and materials you see with the people you are with. We invite you to visit the museum's website at slam.org to learn more about these works of art and explore other objects in the museum's collection. Let's use our observations and inspirations from these 3 works of art to create our own collage. Now Pratima is going to demonstrate how to make a collage. Take a piece of plain white paper. Color the surface of the paper with paint, markers, crayons, or colored pencils. Wait for the paint to dry. Then, cut the paper into strips, squares, or other shapes. Cut more shapes from old magazines, tissue or wrapping paper, grocery flyers, advertisements, or other materials. Arrange your cut pieces on a firm backing, such as thick paper, a cereal box, or a piece of cardboard. Just like the artists we learned about today, your collage can be any shape you like. Now, glue your arranged pieces to your backing to complete your collage. Here are 2 different examples of collage. This one was made by cutting out different shapes from magazines and colored paper and gluing them to a cereal box. And this one was made with the same materials, but glued onto a flat surface. We would love to see what you make. Please share your creations on social media using the hashtags SlamArtQuest and STLArtMuseum. Thank you for joining us today. Keep exploring and making art, and we hope you will visit the museum soon.